Hello, everyone. We are the interns from the Philippines at University of Santo Tomas, here to present our traditional game. Let me introduce you to the group. My name is Kelvin Chan, and with me are my teammates, namely Louie Becasio, Jose Cuya, RX Mendinueto, and Jamaicah Ramos. In this presentation, we will talk about the traditional game in the Philippines, which is Patintero. Now let's get started. Okay, so first of all, what is Patintero? Patintero, also known as Tubigan or Harangang Taga, is a traditional game in the Philippines and is one of the most famous outdoor traditional game that is usually played by children. This traditional game must consist of two teams with at least 5 members on both sides in order for the games to commence. To further explain this game, we have Jamaica Ramos. So, Jam.
Patintero is not just a physical activity to suffice one's happiness. It is one of the traditional games in the Philippines where it aims to develop gross motor skills, hand-eye coordination, and strategic thinking, which are necessary as we grow older. These skills that are being practiced are safe tagging, spatial awareness, evasion balance, and agility. Playing outdoor games like Patintero can boost oneself and teamwork.
The equipment needed in playing Patintero are the following. First, you need a marker to designate lines and boundaries. Usually, chalks are used in local game or games between kids. In more competitive games, a more permanent line may be needed, so paints are used to draw lines and boundaries in the rectangular playing ground. Another thing you will need is a timer or a stopwatch, as each team is given only a certain time to be able to run through the entire playing grid. A timer is assigned to keep watch over the timer. You will also need a pen and paper. This is the friend of the scorer. He or she will use the pen and paper to record the points of each competing teams. Whistle is also necessary. This is used to signal violations of the offensive players or the end of each team's term. And of course, players need to wear comfortable clothes as this game entails running, agility, evading obstacles, and certainly strategy.
Now, for the setup of Patintero, it is usually a rectangular grid drawn into the ground. And it's usually 5 meters or 5 to 6 meters or 16 feet to 20 feet in length and 4 meters or 13 feet in width. And it is subdivided into 6 equal parts. One central lengthwise and the other two is crosswise line. Now, how do we play Patintero? First, assign a player to the lateral line in the middle of the court and a player to each horizontal line in the middle and at the exit line. Second, players assigned to the lines make up the defense or the defensive players or they may only move with their feet along the line they are assigned and to the without stepping into the space. Third, the rest of the players create a recycle line outside the court and are known as the offensive players. Fourth, the goal of the game is for the offensive players to get as many players through the court without being tagged by the defensive player. And lastly, if an offensive player is tagged by a defensive player, he or she goes to the end of the recycle line to wait for his or her turn.
For the rules of Patintero, it starts with a toss of coin to decide what team will become the passer or the runner. There would be a time limit of 2 minutes for each team to score in the game. Once the 2 minutes elapse, the two teams change sides and the guards become the passers and vice versa. The passers or runners are supposed to cross the lines from the starting point and back to earn a point. The line guards will be positioned on the vertical lines with one on the horizontal line of the grid who makes sure that their feet are always on the line. The Patintero objectives of the line guards include tagging the passers or runners with their powered or butterfly hands and blocking them from passing the lines. Once a guard tags any of the passers, the line guards assume the position of the passers.
For the applications of Patintero to physical education, we use the curriculum designed by the Department of Education. Traditional games are mostly discussed and covered throughout 1st to 3rd grade, but mostly during the latter part of the student's 3rd grade. We presented the 3 most evident applications, which are space awareness, locomotor and non-locomotor skills, and team building or relationship. Space awareness is the ability of an individual to be aware of the position of their body and how their environment may affect their movements. This ability tells you when, where, and how to move your body. This ability is developed in Patintero 4. As discussed, the mechanics of the game requires the players to be alert at all times in order to perform their team's tasks. Second, we have locomotor and non-locomotor skills. By definition, non-locomotor skills are movements made by the body without requiring it to travel from one place to another, whereas locomotor skills are movements that require an individual to move from one place to another. This ability is developed through Patintero because swinging of arms and reaching forward or sideways are required in the game, while simultaneously galloping sideways to prevent the offense team to get past you. Last, we have team building or relationship. Patintero is played by teams. This game would require teamwork and tedious cooperation, which are both essential to every team game or sports.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Erin Filipino. Maraming salamat po.